Om Namah Shivaya. True Education. Discourse by MahaPeriyava from the book Voice of God, Volume 1. It is practical experience that happiness increases in direct proportion to peace prevailing in the mind. Mental peace, which reaches the highest level, is the greatest objective to be achieved. As peace of mind decreases, suffering will increase. When men try to rid themselves of suffering, they may have to inflict suffering on others. Thus, when everyone causes suffering to others under different circumstances, confusion occurs in the society. Whenever such confusion occurs, the officials of the government take legal measures to clear the confusion and establish peace. But the real remedy is that people should turn their minds away from the external objects which rob the senses, control it, and be peaceful. Only then they will not be afflicted by suffering. Also, there will be no suffering caused to others because of them. From time immemorial, such a peace, both internal and external, had fructified in our country because of good learning. The first objective of learning in the olden times in Bharat was to achieve mental peace. There is nothing wrong in extending more and more the scope of education in the field of research in physical and other sciences. Only if the fruits of such education can be made to help in the ways of Dharma, people can attain the high state of peace. Instead, if these are used in the way in which the senses wander, bad thoughts and bad decisions will increase, and hardships and sorrows will also increase, however much scientific knowledge had been acquired. Real learning is what helps the attaining of self knowledge. It is only by self knowledge people can attain immortality. Real learning gives that above which there is no greater gain. All other training through learning are only worldly gains, but even that can help in gradually reaching the Paramatma. Worldly gain generally represents acquiring wealth. Wealth also is useful to do several acts of charity. Even worldly dharmas are conducive to Brahmanyana. Ancient acharyas have declared that a person attains spiritual knowledge by properly doing the duties enjoined on him by penance and the worship of the Lord. The learning that gives spiritual knowledge is called Paravidya, and others are called Aparavidya. Paravidya, which is Brahmanyana, is the direct gain of our understanding of the ultimate truth, Paramasatyam, which we cannot at all realize now. It removes the darkness of ignorance, Ajnanam. The nature of the dharmas, which cannot be perceived by the eyes, can be known through Vedas and Smriti. For Jnana, apart from direct perception, Pratyaksha, inference, Anumana, and reasoning, Yukti, Vedas and experience are also the support. This is the conclusion reached by Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada. But teaching of astronomy, political science, economics, history, science, and the methods of research followed by foreigners are also helpful for the country's progress. We have to be extremely careful in combining the educational method of foreigners with learning that is spiritual. Purification of the soul and mind and good conduct, these should be considered the real benefits of education. Features of the educational curriculum which gives pleasure only to the senses should be removed. If we get attracted by the Westerners' ways of dress, manners, food, talk, etc., and start following them, we will not only slip away from our dharma and culture gradually, but we will also cause harm to our Punya Bhumi, that is Bharat. In our country, our people, right from young age, largely grow up without the right conduct characteristic of our country, culture, worship of God, meditation, etc. Not only in the learning of science, but even in lifestyle, they are following the foreigners. Because of this, it is clear that people face handicaps in having the ordinary pleasures of this life and the great bliss of other world. Our first duty is to give our children who have come in the tradition of spirituality education that will help them conduct themselves with our culture, dharma, right conduct, bhakti, jnana, etc. Om Namah Shivaya. In the next post, we shall hear MahaPeriyava speak about defects of the education system. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Shankara, Jaya Jaya Shankara, Kanchi Shankara, Kamakoti Shankara.